Okay, we got a little bit of dirt on the coil yesterday. I popped across the road where the road workers were digging a trench and had a few spoil heaps. I went over the spoil heaps and inside the trench. Yeah, had a few finds. My first ingots, not gold, but I think they're pewter. But having said that, I've done a density test. I'll demonstrate how the density test works if anybody doesn't understand on the next video. But yeah, basically you plunge it in water and see the displacement, and by that you can work out what kind of metal it is. This is coming up with a density of 9.5. Lead is something like 11.3 I think lead is. Pewter, which I thought it was, is something like 7.3. So it's well in between pewter and lead. I've looked on the density chart and I can't find a metal that corresponds to 9.5. They weigh, I broke that one, look, a little bit brittle, but they do scrape. You can see where that one's been scraped. I scraped the bottom of one. Where is it? And it's quite a soft metal. Malleable as that. Oh, trust me, I can't. Here we go. Look, a little bit shiny where I scraped it. Yeah, maybe it's half lead, half tin. A very lead-based pewter. I don't know. But yeah, also some big chunks of lead. I've tested that with a density test. Came out spot on for the lead figure. Big bar of lead there. Presumably some brass or copper attachment there. Motor launch license plate, enamelled. Nice. It's a shame I caught it with a trowel, otherwise that would have been quite good condition. A little brass buckle, nice. Some more lead. Had 4 coins. Here we go. A penny, 1929. I thought that was gold when it came out. This coin. Got so excited when I rubbed it and saw gold. But it's an 100 peseta, Spanish coin, 1990s. Modern 5p, a little 1p piece, recent loss. But look at this tiny button. I've never had anything this small before, so I was well chuffed with that. Came out on the clone, the gold bug clone, but I reburied it using the gc-1023, and yeah, this picked it up no problem as well. I've done an in-air test. This can pick it up at 5 inches in air, and this can pick it up 4.5. Now I'll just demonstrate that. If anybody thinks, wow, something that tiny, you'd expect it to be virtually on the coil, especially on a cheap machine. Yeah. Discrimination 4. Hang on. As you see, it's in the disc mode. Okay, now watch this. Let's not get the camera too close. Right. It's hard to hold it square. So tiny I can't grip it. Hang on. Let me grip it. There we go. Oh, good 4 or 5 inches there. So I'm well chuffed with that. That's great. I ain't going to bother with that, but that's probably ½ inch further still. But both very sensitive to small objects by the look of it, so I'm really chuffed. In previous video, I think the last one I put up, I called it a gold bug. I have fitted a genuine gold bug coil, but that wasn't needed. These one that came with the gold finder coil is perfectly adequate. It's got exactly the same depth in air, and I'd imagine it's going to be exactly the same when I test it in ground. But yeah, I've been calling it the gold bug, and I shouldn't, because at the end of the day, it's a clone. I've got to decide what I'm going to call it. FS2, it's just like the gc-1023. It's not an easy name to pronounce. I wish I had a proper name. A bit like the gold bug. Maybe I'll call them the gold finder, because they have got gold finder. Same as that gold finder 2, the T2 clone. I suppose that's gold finder 1 and that's gold finder 2, I suppose. But yeah, I've got to stop referring to them like the T2 or the gold bug, because they're not. At the end of the day, they're clones, even though they perform well. Yeah, over the moon with the performance of this thing. I mean, like 70 quid posted, £10, that's got to be in postage from Italy, because you know our postal system ain't cheap. Yeah, over the moon with it. Yeah, I read the reviews on an American website, and they were saying how brilliant it was, the recovery rate and whatever. So I thought I'll give it a try, and I'm glad I did, because I do believe, you know, I'm going to have some good finds with this. It's a kind of machine you don't mind leaving in the boot of the car. It breaks down really small, you know, so it's a great little all-rounder. They even said it performs okay on the beach up to 8 inches, so yeah, it's a good one to leave in the boot. And you know, if I come across some road workers with a spoil heap, I know this will cut through the trash in those spoil heaps. So you know, it's an ideal machine to have in the car. As I just showed you, that tiny button, it shows it's sensitive as hell, but stable as anything. And it's, you know, there's no threshold tone to listen out for. It's just blip 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 blip. You know, so it's easy on the ears as well. You know, not having to hunt in all metal mode with a threshold. Even the all metal on this has no threshold tone. So you know, it's a great little machine. I love it. The ground balance is automatic, constantly, you know, reassessing. So you know, you don't normally get that kind of thing on a budget machine. You know, on budget machines they normally just set the ground balance at the midway position, and you know, you'll get on some ground that suits it perfect, and then everything the other way, you know, is all out. But this is all constantly changing, so you'll always have optimum ground balance. So that's why I think, you know, the one feature that makes this a winner and super sensitive on small stuff, because it's got that auto ground balancing. And you know, I can't understand why us Brits, so few of us know anything about it. It's been out 10 years, and you know, they've sold millions of these. And yeah, it's popular in America, and it was very popular in Australia. Apparently, even the nugget hunters were using them. They went from some, you know, maybe $120 originally in Australia, $60 in America, but $120 in Australia, up to $300 they were selling them in Australia. There's so much demand for them. So that gives you an example of how popular they were. There are more modern ones, you know, by the same company now, with electronic screens and God knows what else, but I don't think they'll have improved anything in terms of sensitivity. You know, why do you need a meter like the Gold Bug? You know, if you've set your discrimination to what you wanted, to knock out coke or whatever it may be, which I've done, knocking out iron and coke, once you've set that, if you get a two-way signal, once you've narrowed your movement down, that's it, you're digging, simple as that. So you don't need all them bloody figures bounced around on the screen. This is perfectly adequate. The meter is just for pinpointing. You can keep pressing it over the target and narrow down, you know, that meter needle thing, so you're actually spot on with your coil, your pinpointing. So yeah, it is useful for that, but otherwise it does nothing. It's great. I like it, and I can't wait to get out and start finding some stuff with it. I've got to take the missus to work today, sadly, so I'm digging across the road again, and I'm going to miss out on spoil heaps. Yeah, but you can't have it all. Maybe when I'm down by the missus' work I'll try and get some permissions off the farmers, not waste the time. Anyway, I'm not babbling on too much. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, subscribe. I'll do the test. If nobody knows how that works, I'll get a jug of water and I'll show you how it works, to work out each metal, what you've got. You know, when you get a big chunk of bronze, or you don't know if it's bronze or copper, you do this test, you'll know exactly what it is. It's a very easy test to do. I'll do that in the next video. Thank you for watching.